seen the new intro, bro? Juice said he was
Yeah,
working on it.
yeah, I
Look
see it.
nice, bro. I like it, man. Did a good job, Juice. We appreciate you, bro. He'll be in a minute. We're a little tardy to the party. Y'all know how that go, but we here now, and it's bro. It's I know last week was college football. What they call it? Week zero, bro.
Yeah,
Last week, but this week it's the real deal, bro. It's the full slate, man. You ready? You excited?
that man, big kickoff, man. At noon. It started at noon. It's starting early. Get
Yeah,
your
they did start
popcorn
early,
ready,
bro.
man. Texas, Ohio State,
Ooh.
man, to start the season.
Yes, sir.
Woo.
Number one versus number three. That's probably a potential. I don't know, championship game. That's a potential playoff game, but we're gonna get it bright and early. Not bright and early, but for some of us that might be bright and early if you're over there on the West Coast, I suppose. But yeah, man, I'm excited. We got what Texas, Ohio State. It's a bunch, but notably, we got LSU at Clemson. So number 9 versus number 4. What's that? That's at 7:30 on ABC if you got it. And then Sunday, obviously, you have Notre Dame and Miami. Monday, I'm a little upset about. We got North Carolina and TCU. It is what it is. But Sunday they do got Notre Dame, Miami, and I think Juice might have some choice words for some Notre Dame folks, in particular a podcast. I don't know if we don't usually delve into that, but since they was talking greasy about Miami, maybe Juice want to dip his toe into that. But we'll come back to that when he is here. But real quick, bro, I wanna jump back. Can I even see week 0? I can't even see week 0, bro. Let me pull
Gotta
up week
jump
0
back.
real quick.
I think it
Hold
got
on.
blended in, man.
Did it? Did they blend it in? Is that what they did?
It
Let me
might have
look.
been blended in because I see the
Let's see.
Iowa State game was a week
Oh yeah,
zero
yeah,
game, but they got it
they
at
did.
week 1 now.
Yeah, they do. They do. Um, that game was a mess, bro. The game was a mess due to the rain. And then Kansas State running back. I mean, he went out and they kind of struggled through that game. They probably would have won it if he was playing, but boy struggled, bro. And was it? It's is it Dylan Edwards? Is that his name? Number 3,
Yeah,
if I'm not
Dylan Edward.
mistaken.
He came from Colorado, right?
I think so. I think you're right. Um, got banged. They said it was due to a firework when he was catching the punt return or something crazy, bro. But that game was, I mean, wasn't bad. Um, but there was a guy, your guy, you
Oh yeah,
called him,
stamped.
and then everybody jumped on board. Who's that guy, bro?
Hey, they call him Big Citrus, bro. You know about
I
Big
didn't see
Citrus?
that. I didn't see that, bro.
Yeah, Dominique Orange, defensive tackle, Iowa State.
Yeah.
I came in here a couple weeks ago, stamped him. I was like, yo, he giving me shades of your boy Sue, bro. And it's the size, it's the athleticism, and it's the nastiness, bro. The nastiness that he plays with, it's all reminiscent of Sue to me. Obviously, he's not going to be the number 2 pick in the draft like a Ndamukong Suh, but I think he's moving up the boards, man. After that performance, what he did in the run game, just big physical at the line of scrimmage. The game's all about the trenches, man. CPGM, we talk about the trenches a lot. Offensive, defensive line, that's where the games are won. We see that NFL now, starting to see fullbacks again. We're starting to see linebackers stacking shed again. So I know it's a passing league, but you need those big boys on the interior, be physical to help in the run game, make it 3rd and long. And to me, he's not even just a run stopper only, bro. You see the quick twitch passing reps also. He might not get the sack, but he pushed the pocket forward, make the quarterbacks uncomfortable. And man, he's a big draft riser because I know Bruce Feldman got him on the freak list, bro. This guy's 330 plus, and he has a 34-inch vertical. All the strength numbers checks out. You see it on field, but when you see a 34-inch vertical for a guy that big, it just shows you his explosiveness and his pass rushing upside, man. So I had him as like maybe a round 2 guy coming in. I think I was higher than most, but he might end up in round 1 if he keep putting up performances like that against Kansas State.
Yeah, I was working on a video and you had stated, man, I wasn't even looking at Iowa State, man. I was trying to check out. I think you said Caleb Johnson, and he just kept popping off the tape, bro. And he's a hard guy to miss because he's moving guys about, moving guys around, going through guys, going around guys. He's almost the total package, bro. He's almost the total package. I think obviously if he's on a more notable team, we're probably talking about him a little bit more. But as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, he's gonna be there, bro. We're not gonna have to worry about it. So he'll be one of. I can't remember whose list it was, but I think they had him as um, their second D tackle, and I think somebody else had him as their fourth D tackle. So I think your boy Thor had him as his second D tackle, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Thor, you can let me know if I'm off, man. I think that's what I saw on the X. But no surprise, no surprise. So all right, man. I guess
I
that's
wanted to
it.
talk. I
Oh,
wanted
my
since we
bad.
step on that game. I wanted to talk about two
Mm-hmm.
guys on Kansas State defense. Stood out to
Oh.
me. The pass rusher Toby
Mm-hmm.
Asunami. Man, this guy's looking like a tsunami out there. I don't know if I said the pronunciation right on Toby's name, man, but how he comes off the edge, man, the twitch ability, you can see the talent oozing out of him.
Yeah.
He probably just needs more reps, more games to kind of showcase that. But man, he was flashing all throughout that game, man. The speed rusher off the edge, quickness, closing ability, checks the boxes. He could win around the edge, flatten to the quarterback. So he has that athletic profile off the edge to come around and be a pass rusher at the next level. He has the motors there, a very high motor football player as well. And he does have versatility to drop into coverage. I see him as a 3-4 outside linebacker. I just think he's got to get more reps, get stronger, because I see some of that speed to power move. It wasn't really speed to powering. Once he gets
Mm-hmm.
locked up, he kind
Yeah,
of
hit the
needs
wall,
some
kind of slow
secondary,
down.
needs some hand movements after that at that point, man, because if you can't get him with
Yeah.
the power, got to use your hands. I seen him run at him a little bit too. But if he gets stronger, plays more football, Toby Asunami might be a guy you want to circle for right now because he kept on flashing. And the linebacker,
Number
Austin
45.
Romaine.
Number
Um,
45, right?
yeah, to be honest, I wasn't high on Romaine coming in. I know he was ranked on some of these lists, and I was like, watch this game. I thought, let me pull up his notes, man, because I wasn't big on him, but he had a good game, man. You see him flashing, you see him coming up, getting into the backfield, getting ball carriage down, and he looked like Anzalone out there. The former Gator, he looked like
Oh
Anzalone out there
man,
with
come
that
on,
speed.
man.
But
Okay.
my notes, I had good size. He can stack and shed. He can open up and run when he has that runway. But I just wanted to see more cover skills, more agility from him. That's kind of what I was missing with him. And also just keeping his head on a swivel. I think the awareness is a little off, but if he sees it and he makes that move, he shoots his gun, he could get there in the backfield really quickly and rack up tackles. So I'm gonna go back and watch some Austin Romaine because I wasn't high on him coming in, but he flashed in that game for me.
Yeah, and another guy to keep your eye on too is I think it's the center from Kansas State. I can't think of his name right now, but he's another guy. People want to keep their eye on as well. Anybody else that you were thinking?
Just those two guys
Who's the guys?
in that game on that
Okay.
defense.
All right. Okay. All right, man. Real quick, I just want to put it out there, man. USF got the win, bro. Beat
Oh
number
yeah.
25 in the country, bro.
Yeah,
Took them
man.
to the
That defense
woodshed,
was
man.
flying, bro. That defense was
Yeah.
flying around. I was surprised that defense was doing that, man. The quarterback, man, looking like Jalen Hurts out there running through
He
guys,
was.
throwing the football, man. But I was impressed with the USF defense holding what I think is a high-powered Boise State offense of 7 points.
Yeah, they were saying that they averaged 240 a clip last year, and was that I don't know if it's a game or if it was the first. It average was the first 5 games. Whatever stat I saw, bro. Them boys was no, bro. I think when they had showed it, them boys had 55 or 54 yards at the time, bro. And they was holding. I mean, obviously Ashton Genty's no longer there, and I think USF has a lot of. I'm not gonna say a lot, but they have quality transfers, if you will, in terms of on that defense that took care of business. You wanted to say something? I don't know. I wanted to let you get in there,
Nah, I was just gonna say they don't look good without Genty.
Yeah, it look different, right? It look different.
It looks quite different without that guy in the backfield. I mean, kudos to USF. USF played really well, but yeah, they look like they were stuck in first gear.
Got background noise?
No, that was me. That was me moving my mic. Am I low now? How's it sound?
You're better, but we're getting a lot of feedback, bro. A lot of feedback.
Man, dang. Let me
back to
leave and come back.
Hello.
Undo. Let me go back.
You sound like you're at the laundromat, bro. You sound like
the laundromat, B.
There you go.
Bro.
That's better. That's better.
Yeah. We were just talking about my boy.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, Drew, we're just talking about your boy Big Citrus, man. I wanted to know what you think about a CPGM staff right there, man. Dominique Orange.
Who that, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to look at him really closely, bro.
Okay,
I really didn't. I saw some of that game, but I didn't watch it. I didn't rewatch. So I'm a little behind the curve on Dominique Orange, but I know how you feel about him.
I'm happy to see it, man.
Yeah. Living up to your expectations, right? And as you mentioned, I'm sure as the season progresses, he's gonna become more and more of a household name. So we early, just like your boy Cassius. You're gonna see him soon too. You know what I'm saying? They already trying to, ear hustle. We know we see you out there. You know who you are. We see you out there. And if you keep it up, we're gonna start calling you by your name. If you keep it up, bro, we're gonna start calling you by your name, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, you can at least get an alley to assist credit, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
bruh, I told you about that ninja watching up in the corner with the lights off, bro, just hanging up in the corner like Spider-Man, bro.
Telling you, bro. Telling you, man. Drew, I'm still getting some.
Yeah, the feedback came back.
God, now, all right, let me go and come back. Let me leave and come back, bro. Let me try. All right.
That's what's up, Mr. C.
Swishers.
That's what's up right there. The CPGM shirt with the swishers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you prepared for the second half draft show. You prepared. You know what I'm saying? How did that season 4 trailer turn out? It turned out all right?
Oh, that's fire, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, we noticed it, man. The new little trailer, man. I like it, man.
Yeah. Trying to get it together, man. Trying to get it together. Building it as we fly it. Obviously, I know Drew's having some audio technical difficulties, but we're gonna get that all worked out. As you see, I'm sure you're excited about your Hawks and your Huskies, right? You know what I'm saying? We expected some things. A couple of the prospects we've talked about over summer scouting with the Huskies were Denzel Boston and, of course, Jonah Coleman. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get my stamp, plug my stamp in there.
There you go.
Big Jonah. You know what I mean? It cut off live. I didn't see it. Okay. So, yeah, big time slate here in week 1. Really excited. We're talking effectively 5 days of football, 5 days of college football, right? And Headley, I know we can go through it chronologically, but I kind of want to just get to it, right? Tomorrow at noon.
That's it.
Noon tip off, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got a college football playoff rematch here between the Texas Longhorns and Ohio State Buckeyes, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts, man. Who you liking that one, and who you watching?
So the first thing I noticed in this is, man, I'm checking out, the apps, the draft, not the DraftKings and Hard Rocks. I'm checking out the apps, man, to see what the line is, bro. And I saw the line 2.5 Ohio State when I saw it a couple weeks ago. I'm like, what? Ohio State has lost a lot of talent out that door, bro. I know you got Jeremiah Smith still. I know you got, but the whole defense is pretty much went to the NFL. And I know they're at home, so they're giving them that 2.5 favorite at home. But
sure, I'm
like, bro, you got to pick Texas to win this game. I think Texas is going to win this game.
Outright.
And then the line kind of changed every week, every day. It kind of changed, and now it's kind of like 0.05. It's like it's right there. It's kind of like a push right now. So it's like, all right.
Did you get in there? Did you get in there? Plus 2.5.
I ain't get in.
Okay.
I ain't get. I should have got in at the 2.5, but. I want to see how it played out some more, and the line changed, man. So, I think people know what's going on here. like you said, I expect Texas to win a football game. Ohio State right now, the guys they retained, it's a top guy on my board, Caleb Downs. So I understand the Caleb Downs. He's a top guy on my board, so he's still there. Sonny Styles is coming back also, but that whole defensive line is gone. You know, Jack Sawyer, JT Tuamalo, my guy Ty on the inside, and my boy Tyleek Williams also. They're all gone. So there's 4 new starters on the defense. Also, my boy Davidson Igmanelson, he's still there. The corner there for Ohio State. So Denzel Burke is gone. So to me, I think Ohio State, man, they lost their quarterback, Will Howard. Julian Sain is now starting, the freshman. So we'll see what he brings. I know he's at home, so the crowd will be in his favor. But, man, that Texas Longhorns football team, the roster, it's the best roster in college football to me, man. And you got guys like, Arch Manning coming in right now. I'm expecting a big year from Arch Manning. Major upgrade from Quinn Ewers last year when, Ewers played him last year in the playoffs. I think Arch Manning has that different element, that run game element, has a stronger arm, can get it in tighter windows. So, I just want to see Arch Manning go through progressions. That's the thing I'm waiting to see from Arch Manning right now. But got the receivers, DeAndre Moore, we talked about him, the slot guy. Ryan Wingo is not draft eligible, but he's probably the best receiver on the football team. But it's the defense. It's the Texas defense to me that's going to win this football game. You got Ethan Berg, Colin Simmons, my guy Trey Moore, another stamp guy on the defensive line. Anthony Hill Jr., who I feel is a top 10 football player in this class at the second level. And I think the real test is going to be Malik Muhammad. That's the guy I'm watching. I'm watching that matchup, that Jeremiah Smith, Malik Muhammad matchup. I know Muhammad's going to be in a lot of off coverage, probably a lot of zone as well. So I just want to see him man-to-man with him, man, and see how he fares, because that's the guy I'm looking at as kind of like the guy that's lower on my board than the consensus. So if he has a big game and he does really good against Jeremiah Smith, that could boost his draft stock.
Yeah, I think in that particular matchup, which is a really interesting one, right? That's really intriguing. As you mentioned, we've maintained that Muhammad's a little bit lower in our rankings as compared to the consensus thus far. To me, the goal has to be to just keep Jeremiah Smith in front of you. Just don't let him get behind you, bro. They're gonna take shots. They're gonna send him on a post. They're gonna send him on a 9. They're going to take shots. They're going to try to stretch the field. Like, I think Jeremiah Smith is gonna get his. The idea is to try to limit the amount of explosives. You know what I'm saying? The scoring plays. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if they can do that, I think, even if Jeremiah Smith comes away with 6 grabs, 90 yards, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, but you've controlled him for the most part, right? Keep him out of the end zone. And if he happens to find the end zone, it's on a slant inside the 5. It's not the big explosive. Make them earn it. Yeah, make them earn it. But I agree with you. You mentioned it. You went down the list. Ohio State had clearly the best roster in college football last year. Still lost 2 games, bro. It's a long season. They still ended up losing to a bad Michigan team, and they lost to Oregon earlier in the season. They just happened to be playing their best football when it mattered most, and they were the deepest roster. They were the most talented roster. To your point, they are no longer the most talented roster. So what does that mean, right? Perhaps those younger players from last year and the guys that have returned in terms of upperclassmen, that they are now, battle tested, right? Gone through the rigors of a full college football playoffs, came away with a championship. That might help, but clearly just player for player across the board, they have certain things to prove. There's still a ton of talent, don't get me wrong, but Texas does enter this game with more NFL talent in my mind, right? As far as guys who are going to be playing on Sundays in 2026, you know what I'm saying, or eligible to play on Sundays in 2026. So I'm really intrigued by it. I agree with you. I think Texas comes away with it. I think the difference for me, the biggest difference is I'm not sure what Ohio State's offensive line, or rather their defensive line, is going to look like, right? We talk about all of the skill position players that Ohio State has lost, but it's the defensive line that was, literally the entire starting down line. All 4 guys are now playing on Sundays now, right? So what does that look like moving forward? How do they fare up front? And I think Texas may actually even, you want to pack your running game, right, on the road. I think they may be able to run the football. I think they maybe actually be able to run the football. And you know, they may decide to leverage downs to kind of help mitigate that. So now what kind of games are we seeing on the edges, right? Right now, Arch has that opportunity to take advantage of Wingo, as you mentioned, all of his speed. Because athlete for athlete, bro, there ain't there's really nothing separating these teams other than the fact that Texas probably has more of them this year, at least proven commodities this year. So, yeah. What are you thinking, Drew? Who you got in this one?
Well, first of all, hear me? Am I good? Is it bad? How terrible is it, bro?
You good?
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You're still low, but no feedback. No feedback. It's clear though. Right. It is clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So I'm gonna start in the trenches, bro, because I think I think we got that, bro. Like y'all were saying in terms of the receivers and the weapons that each team has, that's kind of nailed down, kind of stapled down. But it's the offensive line. So when you look at Texas's, right, their left tackle, left guard, and right tackle were all backups last year. I think their right guard was the only guy that was a starter last year. Everybody else was a backup. And so now those guys are essentially starters, right? And including the center as well, if I'm not mistaken, because last year it was Jake Majors. Okay. And those guys are going against Ohio State's defensive line, which is kind of, we don't know, bro. We don't know what that is. These guys could be superstars or they could be average or somewhere in the middle there, right? So that may be that may be a big part. I think that's a big part of how this thing is going to turn out. And then let's go to the flip side. You have Ohio State's offensive line here, where let me see what I got here. I got the Luke Montgomery, who is a junior. He's going from right guard to left guard. We have the center, Carson Hensman, who was a backup last year, is now going to be a starter. And you got Tegra. I'm a butcher's his last name. Shabola. He also was a backup last year. And then they had a replacement at right tackle, a transfer from Minnesota, Philip Daniels. So I'm just not, I don't know. And we know Texas D-line is become a little loaded, bro. They got guys ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Pull the trigger, let's go. So I think that right there is the Ohio State offensive line going against that Texas defensive line. What does that look like? Because everything else kind of is
with an inexperienced quarterback behind it.
Correct.
Right, and then I don't know what kind of running game to expect from Ohio State.
Correct.
Like I'm sure the stable of backs are a talented group, but are they Judkins? No. Like I don't.
They do got a Bo Jackson on the football team, true freshman.
Wow.
Listen, I did
might
see
be
that.
a difference maker, man. Mr.
Head,
Bo Jackson.
That's the first thing that popped in my head. We got C.J. Donaldson from West Virginia, so it's a guy. But again, that's not Henderson / Junkins, right?
Yeah.
So it's a mystery. But if I'm Ohio State, I'm leaning on my run game. I'm leaning on my play action to get it out to Jeremiah Smith and receivers. But again, what does that look like in terms of the quarterback, and how does that offensive line hold up? I don't know. I'm taking Texas, bro. I don't know what the line looks like. I think my brother told me at one point it was plus 2.5.
Yeah, it started up at 2.5. Now it's 0.5. It's kind of a push right now. But it's in Ohio State, so I think they gave him the 2.5. But Texas is a better football team. Some other prospects we didn't talk about, man. Carnell Tate, the wide receiver from Ohio State. He's a good prospect. I think he's a professional route runner, good hands. He knows how to get open, understands what defense is trying to do. So there's no more Igbuka. So Tate will be the next guy up. Brandon Ennis, the slot guy. So they have a really good wide receivers. But like you said, Drew, it's the offensive line and the running backs. Because the tight end is a guy, too, Max Clear. He's a name to watch because he could work his way up to be tight end 1 in this class if he has a good season. But like you said, the offensive line and the running game, that's where I'm not sure. I think Texas defensive line is going to kind of dominate that game and throw things off. And with a young, inexperienced quarterback, I'm not sure there. And then on Texas defense, I forgot to mention my safety, man, Michael Taft. This guy's a ball magnet, always around the football, whether he's returning interceptions, fumble recoveries, forced fumbles. So I think he could be the X factor in this game, a difference maker to turn the football over, man. So, man, it's a lot of talent. It's a lot of talent on Texas, and I think they're going to pull off the victory, man.
A guy I want to mention is cornerback Davison Igbinosun, cornerback for Ohio State, is a guy that we like. We just want to see him a little bit more refined, use a little bit more technique. He's physical. He likes to attack the receiver. Juice, I think we had talked about it. You know what I'm saying? I was saying, I don't know that he's panicking. He was like, no. He looked like he might be a little panicky when the ball's in the air and he's not sure what's going on. So he's a guy that I'm going to be watching throughout the season. And then I didn't realize this. I think we talked about it, but I'm not sure. But Senny Styles obviously is a linebacker. That's I think he's in most people's top 5 in terms of linebackers. But his brother also plays for Ohio State, and Lorenzo Styles Jr. He plays the nickelback. Yeah. So, and obviously Caleb Downs. Can't forget about Caleb Downs. So
yeah, I think Ohio State's secondary probably will be just fine, right? I think just in terms of their recruiting, and I'm talking about like true freshmen that I'm sure will have an opportunity to contribute. I think the secondary will be fine. To me, it's about the down line. That's the biggest question mark for me with this team. There are a precious few examples of teams, especially nowadays, right? With the transfer portal. Now that may help you mitigate losses to the draft, but it could also hurt because guys are obviously wanting to go and get paid and get, a certain amount of run, right? They want to get on the field sooner rather than later. But we're talking about JT, Sawyer, Williams, like Hamilton. Like that is not an easy thing to replace. And then on top of that, we're talking about like seniors, bro. Yeah. We're not even just talking about some really talented underclassmen and this kind of came in and they already knew that they were really good and decided that they've been around. They have a certain level of leadership and grit that they have worked through, adversity that they've worked through. So it's to me there's a game within the game. Obviously, when you talk about the trenches, right? That it's where games are won and lost. And when you have an inexperienced quarterback, an offensive line, obviously that's going to look different. And your defensive line is literally rolling out 4 new starters, bro. That to me seems like a bit much to overcome in this kind of game, right? Out the gate. You know what I'm saying? This Ohio State team could be very different. Let's say this Ohio State team isn't necessarily firing on all cylinders out the gate. By season's end, your starter is now, he's a grizzled veteran now at that point. You know what I'm saying? So they could look like a very different team, but I am intrigued. I do wonder what this squad is going to look like here tomorrow at noon. So looking forward to it. I think we're all on Texas though. We all going with Arch to get the win there in the horseshoe.
Real quick, I want to throw this in there too. I think a lot of people, wasn't just us, but we was on Ryan Day neck, bro. Say, hey, listen, bro, going into the season, this it. Like you on the hot seat, bro. You got to get it done, right? And I think he got a little breathing room. You know what I'm saying? He pulled it together. They got it together. And they got the dub, right? And so I wonder what it looks like with a little bit of breathing room, right? Kind of hit the reset button and what does that look like? And again, you're not as talented. So or
I think to your point, they're going to shoot him a little bail, right? They're going to be patient with him. And again, Ohio State, the guys that are returning and the fact that they've managed to recruit talent on a consistent basis, they very well could weather the storm, right? And win some games like this one that we don't think they should probably win, right? When you just look at it on paper, they might be able to pull it off, especially being at home. You know what I'm saying? Because they went through it. They got enough of those guys who understand how to make those plays, those winning plays in critical times. I don't expect this to be a boat race, right? But I do expect Texas to win. That said, there's something about being a champion, bro. There's something to that. Having done it before, having won in those single elimination games, there is definitely something to that. So, but as you mentioned, Ryan Day, I agree. I think he's bought himself some wiggle room here. And I just don't think the expectations I should be cautious with that. I feel like the expectations should be tempered, but the Ohio State faithful may not feel that way at all. Right? They're around that team. They you know what I'm saying? Like they're near it. They're coming off a national championship. They probably think they have a more talented quarterback, albeit not as experienced. Right? So the relative expectations may be very high. I would think logically, right? From afar, Ryan Day would get a little bit more flat, but maybe not. Maybe not. I'm gonna tell you what he needs to do though. Short of a championship, you got to beat Michigan, bro.
Yeah, gotta
That
be
gets
him.
fired, bro.
Michigan been handling you, bro. Even in your championship run, a really bad Michigan team still beat you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You still got outplayed, so they need to. I think if he beats Michigan, he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine, one way or the other. All right, Hadley, you want to talk about it? You want to talk about it? My boy Coop, he ran into Greg McElroy. Sent a picture. He was chopping up with Greg McElroy. And apparently McElroy said FSU doesn't have a chance in this game against Bama. All right. They're hosting Bama at Doak. I'm not sure what to expect from Alabama. I know they're ranked 8th in the country. Generally speaking, I'm not going to suggest that they don't have a good coach, but this is not Nick Saban's Crimson Tide, clearly. Right. So what does it look like for DeBoer year 2? And what you think about your Knowles, bro? What you thinking?
Nah.
Upset alert?
Nah. They don't got a chance, bro. Your boy McElroy's right, man. Whatever he told your boy Coop, man, he knows something, man, because the Seminoles don't got a chance, man. Even if, like you said, Alabama, not the same Alabama team like we're accustomed to. Milroy's out the door, but they're going to control it in the trenches. The offensive and defensive line, you got Caden Proctor there. This guy's a top 10 talent to me in the class. You got Parker Brailsford, the center there. So the offensive line is still a good offensive line in Alabama. And then the defensive line with Tim Keenan the third, LT Overton, James Smith. These are physical football players. So I just think the physicality in the trenches alone it's going to be too much for Florida State to handle because Florida State trenches, the offensive line hasn't been good in years, in a long time. The defensive line struggled last year, lost some guys. I know we still got your boy in the middle, but I don't think he could do it by himself. So, yeah, I expect this game. I think the line's 13.5, man. I'll take Alabama and those points. 2-touchdown victory over Florida State. As far as prospects goes, you got the offensive line guys like I named. You got Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson's a quarterback I want to watch. I want to watch. It's going to be his first opportunity starting here for Alabama. So I got my eyes on him. On the defense side of the football, Deontay Lawson, second level linebacker, really big fan of his. You got Damani Jackson, the corner, the transfer from USC, Bray Hubbard, the safety there, Keon Sabb. So the Alabama secondary, is pretty good. I think the defense in totality for Alabama is going to be pretty good this year. It's just the offense. You got superstar Ryan Williams, but I want to see how these other guys, Isaiah Horton, that came over from from Miami, right? Miami by way of Georgia. Yep. Did he transfer from Georgia too, or was he from Miami to Alabama?
No. You're thinking of Buddy. Kobe Young. Guy. That's what you're thinking of, Kobe Young.
Yeah. So so now he transferred from Miami. So we'll see what the wide receivers do. But this is trenches alone, man. I think Alabama handles Florida State tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't know. Did you hear your boy? Is it Castellion? Did you hear what he said?
Hey,
Castellanos.
Castellanos. My bad.
Castellion.
I like it.
He might be Castellion tomorrow, B. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. He's talking a big game, but he can't do it by himself. He's going to run for some first downs or whatever, but I don't think we're going to maintain drives with that offensive line, man.
Well, you got Deuce Robinson over there as well that transferred over there, so he'd be a little bit of help because obviously Florida State's lacking in the
Squirrel. They got Squirrel out there. Squirrel White.
I think they do got Squirrel as well. Squirrel White. If he can stay healthy. But again, it comes down to can they hold up in the trenches, and I don't know if they can. The one thing that I'm wondering for Alabama though is there's always been a guy at the second level, and there's always been a guy at the line of scrimmage. Right, that is causing a bunch of havoc and has a lot of production. I'm just trying to figure out who that guy will be for Alabama. And I'm not sure that the defense is. I think the system is the same. I just don't know if you know what I'm saying, if it's the same guy running that system. I doubt it. Somebody let me know in the comment section if you know that from when Nick Saban was there. I probably doubt it, but I don't know who that guy can be because I'm looking at the names here and I don't think any of these guys can be that guy currently based on what I've watched from the previous season. So that's kind of where I'm at in terms of the season. But in terms of this game, yeah, bro, you can. You ain't even, bro. You ain't got to turn it. Don't even like. This is one of them games, bro. Don't aggravate yourself, bro. Don't do it to yourself. Maybe you peek your head in. You look at a couple of plays. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they go to commercial, you change it to something else, bro. Because there's no reason to put yourself through that kind of stress and aggravation because I don't see it happening, bro, at all.
I read that FSU safety. I'm not sure if he was draft eligible, but he apparently a decent player. Hussey, the safety, he was dismissed from the team or left the team. I think that's a fairly significant blow to FSU's secondary. So, yeah, man, I don't think FSU has a chance either, but I don't know what to expect from this team anymore. Like last year, again, I think that there was kind of this thought that, you know, that their defense would be good and they had a veteran offensive line, you know what I'm saying? And you know, they play at least good defense to be able to run the football. And that didn't necessarily materialize. And then we're not even going to get into the forward pass type of situation. But a lot of coaching changes, a lot of guys that have been around this program for an extended period of time, offensive line coach, you know, no longer there, right? New position coaches, new blood. What does that look like, right? Does FSU actually compete? That's really the question. It's less about whether or not they're going to win. I don't think they're going to win this football game, but do they look more competent? That's the real question, you know, and considering how bad it got, it's hard to imagine that we won't see some strides in the right direction. Again, it may not necessarily be enough to come away with a win, but is it something that you can obviously build on, stack on top of, you know, one performance to the next? So we shall see. We shall see. And as you guys mentioned, a number of Alabama players that we're just trying to figure out who's going to be that guy. There's some good names, you know, clearly NFL talent, but who's going to be the guy? Who's going to be the guy that the opposing teams have to game plan for outside of Ryan Williams, right? And of course, he happens not to be draft eligible. So yeah, there is that.
To see, man, Jaden Roberts, the right guard. I'm a big fan of his physical football player. But I'm looking at the depth chart right here, and it looked like he's backing up Van Der Mark. I'll be interested to see if he starts tomorrow. Maybe it's just our lads have the wrong depth chart, but I'm surprised at that move because Roberts has been there for a couple of years. In Alabama, man, right next to Parker Brailsford. So we'll see. We'll see on Jaden Roberts.
All right. The next, I think, legitimate matchup, because there's a lot of, week one type matchups right here, right? Tune-up games. get the young guys in the second half. Get right. Yeah. An extension of fall camp. There's a lot of those games, obviously, on this slate. But LSU Clemson. I think that one's going to be in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. That's a big one. That's a big one. Top 10 matchup. What are you guys thinking? I'm gonna start with you, Drew. What you thinking about this one?
This is we've talked about it before in summer scouting, bro. This is the game for the two quarterbacks that, Jekyll Hyde, Jekyll Hyde, Dr. Jekyll's Mr. Hyde. Yeah, bro. We need to see is last year's end of season Cade Klubnik, is that him? Or is it the guy before all of that? Right? And in terms of Nussmeier, the Keystone Cop stuff, it's got to stop, bro. It's 3rd and 15, bro. You don't need to get off 15, bro. Just get the ball out. You're not Action Jackson. Let's keep it real simple. You got weapons. No excuses for both of these teams. I believe that Clemson has probably the best, well, arguably the best defensive player in this draft, and Peter Woods. But I think it starts with the quarterback, bro. And my brother was asking, like, bro, I was like, bro, I don't know, bro. If I had to take one, I'm gonna take Nuss, bro, because I've seen more good than bad with Nuss over Cade. And I know Cade has the the better arm, the better talent, he's more athletic, all that.
K got a better
stuff.
arm. You don't got a better
I
arm.
mean, I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Well, let me say this.
Let me buy it.
I don't know that the Clemson offense allows him to show you that he has the better arm on a consistent basis. So let me put a little bit out there to kind of help him out. But in terms of the prospects, I mean, obviously we got Cade Klubnik. Let me move this over here so I'm not looking away. You got Blake Miller, the right tackle, and unfortunately he's going to be going against some guys, and he's going to be able to prove himself early this offseason. I heard DP, not to steal it from you, DP in Keith,
but there's clear attribution here, right? There's clear attribution about what you're about to
there
say.
There is.
Acknowledge.
I like to do that. If I remember where it's coming from, I'm gonna give you your acknowledgement. Okay.
Right.
You say like, hey,
honorable thing to do.
That's why would you not, bro? So people know where it's coming from. I'm not the end all be all. I don't know it all, bro. I get it wrong a lot. Okay, it is what it is. Check the tape, but get it right a lot too. But Blake Miller right now is word on the street is he's the 3rd round pick, bro, at his highest, bro, at his best. So to start the season off against LSU, the Harold Perkins, the Patrick Paytons, I don't know if that's a big thing. The what's the linebacker Weeks that I know that you like?
Weeks, yeah.
Wet Weeks to go against those guys. I mean, he could kind of cement that 3rd round and make it 3rd or better type of thing with going against the LSU defense that he's going to be facing. Looking here, you got Antonio Williams, who is in my top 10 in terms of receivers. Yeah, I think he might still be in my top 5. I need to check that. And then we roll down here to the defense, bro. You got TJ Parker, Peter Woods, a guy that we didn't forget about, but he didn't go in the draft, and it was a good reason why he didn't go in the draft. In DeMonte Capehart, bro. Like, this might be a guy who might be able to take off because now, first of all, he's getting full-time reps, full-time starter now, and he might get some real run next to Peter Woods and TJ Parker, man. So, and then obviously you got my guy Terrell. Is Avion? Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Avion.
Yeah.
Terrell. So, yeah, man. On that Clemson side, man, I'll let you take the LSU side unless I'm missing a guy on Clemson side over there.
Nah, I agree with you. I think the focus will be on the quarterbacks: Nussmeier, Cade Klubnik, Dr. Hyde, Mr. Jekyll, Dr. Hyde. However you say it, bro. I think both of these quarterbacks, this is a showcase for both of them. LSU, I think Clemson has a better defense, but LSU also has some guys on that defensive side of the football. I expect Nussmeier to be the better quarterback when it's all said and done at the end of the season. But for this football game, I'm going with Cade Klubnik and Clemson. I think they're going to pull it off. And it's because of the surrounding cast, bro. Like Peter Woods, TJ Parker, DeMonte Capehart on your defensive line, bro. That's one of the best defensive lines in college football, if not the best. Some other teams might have some questions about that. But to me, man, Woods is, if he's not the best defensive player, he's the second best defensive player behind Caleb Downs. TJ Parker, he's a top 5 edge for me. Capehart is one of the better run-stopping defensive tackles in the class. So, man, that's that defense alone. I think they're going to give LSU offensive line some issues. They're losing some starters on the LSU offensive line as well. The left tackle,
at least 3 of them.
Right tackle, your boy Frazier in the interior. 3 guys that we like the left tackle and Frazier. I know Mr. C was a big fan of the right tackle over there at LSU, man. I'm forgetting all the names. Who's the left tackle again?
Emory. It was Campbell on the left and Emory on the right. Yeah, Emory Jones.
Yeah. Emory, Campbell on the left, man.
So bro, you moved on.
I moved on, bro. I don't even know who was in last year's class, man. I moved on to this year's class. So I just think Klubnik has more around him, bro. Antonio Williams is a good weapon. I think he's going to hit him early and often. Wesco Jr. is not draft eligible. He's one of those super sophomores, along with Ryan Williams and the guy we just talked about from Texas, Wingo last season, and Jeremiah Smith. He's part of that super sophomore wide receiver class. So Wesco's a hell of a football player. And then on the defensive side, man, like I said, Parker, Woods, Capehart, Terrell. He's going to be locked up against some wide receivers over there for LSU. And I'm trying to see who LSU has on the field because they have like Chris Hilton Jr., you got Aaron Anderson, you got Nick Anderson, the transfer from Oklahoma, and then Barrion Brown, the transfer from Kentucky. So they have a lot of good wide receivers. So I want to see who gets the snaps and who's going to be the slot. I'm thinking Barrion Brown's going to be the slot receiver, but you also got Aaron Anderson that could also play the slot. So we'll see how LSU deployed the wide receivers over there. But Nussmeier, you got Nussmeier, the quarterback, and then on the defensive side, bro, you got the Weeks brothers. You know, you got Weeks and West Weeks, man.
I was just gonna ask, but I just seen them like the Weeks.
Yeah,
are they brothers for real?
Yeah.
Are they Weeks? Are they brothers? Okay.
Yeah, they brothers. Number 40 is the better one to me. I think he's the younger one. He's the better one. He's gonna fly all over the football field. He makes big plays in big moments. So if this game gets close, I think Weeks could show up big for LSU. And then you got Harold Perkins, the return of Harold Perkins, bro. So we'll see what he brings to this defense. If he can get after the quarterback, Klubnik and those boys, maybe LSU wins this football game. And then you got Mansour Delane. He's a corner out there, physical, has good size out there. He attacks the ball. The only thing I'm worried about him is the hips, the flexibility, the fluidity at the second level. I mean, in the secondary. But yeah, man, I got the Clemson, man. You know, it pains me to say I'm not a Clemson fan, but I think they got the better football team. And this game, like you said, is in Atlanta, so it's not in Death Valley.
Real quick, they got another Weeks on the team. His name is Zach Weeks. I don't know if that's the third, but yeah, he's a freshman.
What got a monopoly, bro?
and real quick, which we made mention of that D line for Clemson. So the two tackles are gone for LSU, and they have a redshirt sophomore, Tyree Adams at the left, and then they got a redshirt freshman at the right tackle in Weston Davis.
That's gonna be hard against that.
And then they got transfers for the center and the right guard. So it's new out there. It's new out there.
It may have been four of the five.
I think it was 4 of the 5. Yeah, it's 4 of the 5.
Yeah, that's. I mean, to Headley's point, the focus, the emphasis is going to be on the quarterbacks, right? And the quarterback play will loom large in this game. Whichever quarterback plays better probably will end up with their team being the winner. But again, and this is just the hallmark of Couch Potato General Manager, the second half draft show, is games are won and lost up front, right? And it's that matchup, that matchup favors, despite the fact that LSU has quite a bit of defensive talent, that matchup favors Clemson. Clemson's defensive line versus LSU's unproven offensive line with a quarterback in Nussmeier, whom clearly has the arm talent, but he's not particularly mobile. Right. And the decision making is problematic. His decision making is an issue. So I wonder if LSU's defense can rise to the occasion. Again, I think you guys rattled off the names. There's plenty of talent there, but will it gel? Will it come together? It just never seemingly did last year. And of course, they dealt with injuries, several injuries, key injuries. But you're more healthy coming into the season, obviously. Can they play at a high enough level to kind of keep this thing within striking distance so that, when it comes down to it, Nussmeier can make the play or two to get the team over the hump. You understand what I'm saying? Because otherwise, if it's one of those situations where LSU has to be, single dimensional, right? They're just having to throw the football and drop back on a consistent basis, and they can't slow down the pass rush, that can get ugly despite all of their talent on the perimeter. You guys mentioned the name. I know, Drew, you are very high on Nick Anderson, and then Barrion Brown's speed could be a difference maker, and Anderson in the slot making plays, moving the chains. So it's not a question as to whether or not they have the weapons, but can that offensive line actually hold up long enough in order for Nussmeier to distribute the football to the playmakers? That really, to me, is the question mark in this one.
And real quick, I just want to make mention real quick in terms of these three schools, okay? And one of the three, they got their back, okay? Or backs, if you will, okay? So when you think about these schools, every time you think about it in terms of obviously college football, when you think about a school, you kind of go to a position or two or three or even four that you can say, okay, they always have this, right? When you think about Penn State, what would they look like if they didn't have Nick Singleton or I'm drawing a blank. The other running back.
K-Tron Allen.
K-Tron Allen.
K-Tron
Allen.
Yeah, Allen. Mm-hmm. Okay, what would they look like? All right. Now we go over to LSU. LSU always, for a little while now, they've had some running backs for the past, 2-3 years? Where they been at, bro?
They got some young boys.
And Bama, same thing, but it's always a guy though. A guy's on the rise.
Yeah.
That guy's coming up in the roster, right? Yeah. You don't have that for LSU right now. There's not a name. There might be a name because you did some research, but I shouldn't have to do the research. I should know the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like they got a guy. You know who that guy is. And those two schools right now don't have that, so everything kind of hinges on, specifically speaking for LSU, it hinges on the quarterback right now because right now they don't have a guy in the backfield. Right? Maybe we make a name for ourselves here soon, but
that's asking a lot of that young offensive line, this group that hasn't necessarily played together, right? Like that's asking a lot because you got to think about it. Jones and Campbell have been starting since day one.
Yeah.
3 straight years, you haven't necessarily had to think about right tackle and left tackle, and they had their ups and downs throughout their careers, but the reality is that you just kind of plug. Now, I will say this: Brian Kelly does not hesitate to play young players. Clearly, if he thinks they're good enough, they will play, along that offensive line. But it's a tall order. It's a tall order, and then you get to a point where is Nussmeier now pressing, right? You said it. 3rd and 15. I don't need you to get all of that back. I need you to pick up 6-7. Let's play some field position. Get the ball to the playmaker. Maybe the playmaker makes a play. Maybe he does make a guy miss a tackle, right? Or somebody takes a bad angle, and you continue to matriculate the football down the field. But that when that 3rd and 15 turns into 4th and 25, or worse yet, a turnover. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be difficult, even with a healthy LSU defense with talent at every level of said defense. That's going to be difficult to overcome because Clemson is a good football team. The other thing that kind of the last point, I was ready to move on, but I'm glad you mentioned that, Drew, because it made me think about coaching in this one, right? We can talk about the way Dabo and Brian Kelly recruit. Clearly, they're quality recruiters, right? Their teams always have NFL talent, but execution and this time management and the battery of play calls and making sure that your assistant coaches obviously are firing on all cylinders. I wonder which team is going to address some of the concerns that we've had for the longest. For the longest, we've had concerns about just the offensive system in Clemson, right? They seemingly always kind of relegate otherwise really talented, highly touted high school prospects to a certain level because they don't use the entire football field, right? They're playing outside the numbers despite the fact the hashes are very wide. You know what I'm saying? So it's always kind of been a question mark. Seemingly they kind of figured something out later in the season when they were just, putting up video game type numbers on the offensive side of the ball. So I wonder if that carries over. And then with Brian Kelly, I just feel like guys have underachieved under Brian Kelly. Players that we thought would be, more effective, underachieved. Now, of course, it's not too far removed from Jaden Daniels, but I don't know how much of that was Brian Kelly, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting to see which coach or whom outcoaches whom in this particular matchup. When you start looking at position by position, there are a few pushes along the way. I know you guys giving the edge to Clemson, but there are definitely some pushes in terms of just talent for talent across the board with these two programs. All right, man. I don't know if y'all want to talk Virginia Tech, South Carolina, but I'm ready to talk about my Canes, bro. I'm ready.
Oh, did you hear what I said?
What'd you say?
I said I didn't know if you wanted to dip your toe in the Hater podcast.
Oh man,
y'all boys some thugs. Y'all thugs, bro.
Hey, you called it already. The very insincere apology. They rolled that out, and then apparently they scrubbed this account. This is a relatively new account, apparently.
Yeah.
So but I'm happy for the bulletin board material. I'll take that. Any little edge, any little motivation. You know what I'm saying? I think there was one of their defenders, maybe a safety, saying this is a home game for us. And I'm like, yo, It's just talking reckless. It's like they don't remember what happened the last time they were there, bro. It's like they don't forgot, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll say this about this matchup. I am very intrigued to see what Carson Beck looks like. Right? He missed most of the spring dealing with his shoulder injury, elbow injury. He obviously, was live, good to go in terms of fall camp, but that's not a lot of time to prepare, right?
Nope.
It's just been a few weeks, and you're going to play a well-coached team, right? I'm not sure exactly what Notre Dame's team looks like top to bottom this year compared to last, but they are going to be a well-coached team. I expect them to play quality defense. My main concern is Jeremiah Love, right? We can't let him get to the edge. If we can set an edge, set a damn edge, bro. I think Miami wins this one handily, bro. I think they're getting ready for a buzzsaw. If we can set an edge. Now, if Jeremiah Love is getting off, then we got problems. We definitely have problems. But I think as the game progresses, we'll be able to start to put some drives together, move the football on this Notre Dame defense. Again, I will acknowledge Notre Dame is a well-coached football team, for sure. What you guys thinking? What's the line? I hadn't even looked at the line.
I didn't see it either. Check the line out.
You know I don't pay attention to y'all boys, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, no. Oh, let me get over there. Let me get back. So, yeah, I'm going to agree with you in terms of you have to stop Jeremiah Love, because if you don't, it's going to be a long day. He's one that could take a 2-yard run, 99 yards. He has the speed.
I want to make Notre Dame earn it. I want to make them earn it, bro.
No, you got. I would want them to drive the length of the field, because they have a redshirt freshman and CJ Carr at quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Now the question is how improved is the Miami defense? Because obviously that was the eyesore. The two biggest things I'm looking for Miami. One is the quarterback position. You talked about in terms of Carson Beck. What does he look like? What does that look like? I think by season's end, he'll be who we think he is, right? Hopefully it won't be too late at that point for you guys, and you've kind of put it together. But in terms of the defense, I mean, you can't get any worse than it was last year. I don't know, bro.
By virtue of being able to line up right, Miami will be better, bro.
You're right.
I'm not saying they got to make tackles at a higher efficiency or clip. I'm not suggesting that. I'm not suggesting that they make more plays on the ball in the air. I'm not suggesting any of that, bro. All I am saying is by virtue of Miami literally being able to line up correctly and not lose their minds when someone goes in motion, they will be better defensively, bro. Because guys will just literally be where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, whether they make the play or not, they'll literally be where they're supposed to be, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't make the play if you're not where you're supposed to be. That's for damn sure. You know what I mean? So I think that, Mario made the decision. They led a bunch of defensive coaches. I think the only defensive coach that they retained was Jason Taylor, right? And I need more out of him. I need more out of him in terms of what's happening on the field. I think he does a great job of recruiting. Obviously, he himself, decorated player for the Miami Dolphins, Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Like he clearly is, knows what he's doing as a player, and he's having a lot of success in terms of recruiting. But I want to see that translate more on the field in terms of the players. That being said, I like the returning players that we have up front. I like the additions that we've made in terms of the transfer portal. Some guys that may not necessarily be draft eligible, but talented players in their own right. It's just a matter of just being lined up. And the replacement that we brought in terms of defensive coordinator was the D coordinator for Minnesota, right? And again, the team wasn't terribly talented, but they were well coached. Those players knew where they were supposed to be. And the thought process here is to simplify, play faster, simplify, right? We might dress it up a little bit differently, but they aren't gonna, like I said, we're not gonna be dropping Akeem Mesidor and Ruben Bain into a curl flat. Right? Those guys will be getting upfield, get after the pass to stop the run. You know what I'm saying? It can't be a TE stunt every snap, bro. It can't be. You know what I'm saying? You can't telegraph the safety blitz, bro. Don't telegraph it. You know what I mean? Things like that. Things like that, I think, obviously put Miami in a better position. I'm actually less concerned about what the defense will look like because, again, the bar was so low last year. I'm less concerned about that. I'm more concerned about what this offense is going to look like. I really like the young talent that surrounds Carson Beck. I think Miami's going to have a good offensive line. But is Carson Beck ready to go? That's my biggest question mark. You know what I mean? I think the arm talent certainly is there, assuming he's healthy. But is he ready to kind of reclaim some of the confidence he may have lost? I know he talked about, pressing, trying to do too much, right? Mm-hmm. We've talked ad nauseum about Georgia and the fact that they didn't necessarily have a great supporting cast. The offensive lineman to achieve, the pass catching weapons really didn't do a good job. And then Carson Beck kind of, he compromised all of that, right? He just compounded the issues with some of the decisions that he made. And he acknowledged that I was doing too much. I was trying to compensate for, some of the areas that we weren't necessarily performing at a high enough level. I'm in a much more quarterback friendly system. So there's that working for him. I want to see it now, especially since you've only had a few weeks of practice. You know what I'm saying? That's my biggest issue. Are you rusty? You know what I'm saying? Are you ready for this game speed? You know what I'm saying? That's really my biggest question mark.
Yeah. For me, with these two football teams, I got a lot of questions. Like, I need some answers, and I think I'm going to get some answers on Sunday because I don't know. They're both in the top 10. I don't know if they're a top 10 football team. I think they might be living off of last season. Notre Dame went to the championship game. Miami won. No, they didn't win the ACC. I almost gave y'all the ACC.
Come on.
I almost gave y'all the ACC. But y'all were a good football team also. So I think y'all are living off last season. No Cam Ward there. No Raleigh Leonard. A lot of guys went to the league. But I'm looking at the front seven of both football teams. And I think Miami has a better front seven on the defensive side of the football. Because I think the team that wins this game is whoever can establish the run and run the football. And I think, with Fletcher and those boys in Miami, I know Love is the better running back, but
right.
I'm just not sure about this Notre Dame front seven. I know Notre Dame always has guys, but I just don't know who the guy is right now in this front seven. Yeah. So I might give the edge to Miami there. But like I said, man, these two teams to me have a lot of question marks, man. So I'm very interested to watch this game to see how it goes. As far as prospects goes, you got Malachi Fields, the big body wide receiver from Notre Dame. You got Greathouse, another wide receiver there. Jeremiah Love, he's a superstar running back, RB1 in this class. You got the right tackle, Emil Wagner. I watched a little bit of his tape. I wasn't super impressed with him, but he's a young football player. So we'll see how he does against Ruben Bain, Messidor, and those guys along that Miami front seven. Because that's where I think the game might be won, the Miami front seven. So we'll see what happens there. Also, you have the corner. I know Drew likes Christian Gray a lot. My guy Leonard Moore is not draft eligible. Got Devontae Smith, the nickel back there, a transfer from Alabama, now in Notre Dame. And then on the Miami side of the ball, man, CJ Daniels, a wide receiver. But it's the offensive line in Miami with Inez Cooper and Francis Mayo. You got
Maui Noah.
Maui Noah. You got Francis Maui Noah. So Miami they gotta run right. They gotta run right.
Run right, bro.
You gotta go right, bro. So I think they could establish a run game. You got Elijah. Oh no, he's not draft eligible. Elijah Lofton, the tight end. He's a good prospect.
He gonna ball though.
Yeah.
Miami's skill position players are really young, bro.
Yeah.
You mentioned Fletcher. He's a junior. Keep an eye out for Jordan Lyle. He's
true sophomore.
Yes, he's the.
You got JoJo Trader, another true sophomore. So y'all got some good true sophomores on this football team. Yeah. Not draft eligible, but on the defensive side for you guys, you got Messidor. I like Moton Senior. I like he flashed a little bit last season for me. Ruben Bain, Bisonti. I'm not sure about the secondary. I think secondary, no one's standing out to me there. But I like y'all front seven against Notre Dame. I think y'all pull it out. I think it's gonna be a close football game. I think y'all pull it out because of y'all front seven.
So you talked about the tight end for Miami, and you talked about, you talked a little bit about Miami's running back in terms of what they got going on back there. But I need you to pay attention to I think I'm saying it right because I've never seen it spelled this way. Drake Bowen or Bowen, not sure how you say it. I want you to watch him, number 34, middle linebacker for Notre Dame.
Okay.
Because he's going to be headhunting. And then Jalen Sneed, number 3, who I think Bowen is a little bit more of a there's a little bit more instincts, there's a little bit more understanding of what's happening. You know what I'm saying? He plays the position like you would want to see a middle linebacker play the position. But I think Jalen Sneed has the sideline, the flash, the dash.
Weak side.
Weak side. You know what I'm saying? Clean stuff up on the back end. So I think he's playing those two guys. Those are the two guys that I'm be keen on for Notre Dame's defense, along with Leonard Moore. Not that he's draft eligible, but that'll be interesting for those two guys going against Miami, that offensive line. And then you said Lofton in the pass game, and I had one more. Oh, and then I don't know who the pass rusher is for Notre Dame. So that's my other question. I'm not sure who that guy is, and that's a concern for me. There might be a guy that we're not aware of that might pop off, but right now that's kind of the question. I'm gonna lean Miami simply because of the quarterback position in Carson Beck, and I do like what Miami has on the defensive side. So and none of these receivers scare me for Notre Dame, and we got questions of Miami's secondary, but there's nobody here that scares me enough to say, hey man, y'all not gonna stop this guy.
Yeah,
watch Malachi Fields, bro. I like
Malachi.
Yeah,
I like Fields. I like Great House. He's gonna get a little bit more run, but they got Jordan Faison, who really didn't do anything last year. I don't think he was a full-time starter, so I think that's part of the issue. But the receivers currently don't scare me at the current moment. So
I'm cautiously optimistic about Miami's secondary. It was an eyesore last year. I mean, the entire defense obviously was poor, but Xavier Lucas should not have been playing at Wisconsin. He should have been a Hurricane. He finally makes his way home. Some of the young guys who didn't necessarily get an opportunity. What was that?
I said, what was he thinking? What's in Wisconsin, bro?
I don't know, bro. And they were holding the man hostage. They were holding the man hostage. They didn't want the man to go in the portal and all kind of, you know what I'm saying? Anywho, I think there were some young players who didn't necessarily get opportunity. And I'm like, why not? Why the hell not, bro? Because the upperclassmen, they're playing terribly, bro. You know what I'm saying? Number 7 ain't in there in the lineup no more. You feel me? Like that's a addition by subtraction, bro. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like Poyser from Jacksonville State, apparently a good player. I've watched his film. It's going to be the leap. That's the biggest question for me. Higher level of competition week in and week out. But Damari Brown is actually healthy. Our top corner last year, his name is escaping me. Big corner. He got hurt. He was actually the player that was playing best in our secondary. And I think around that Georgia Tech game, he got injured and we never looked the same. And then Frederic started as a true freshman. And he had a really good season. Unfortunately, he played his worst game against Pena and them boys in Q's, right? And that was really the game for whether or not Miami would have gotten an ACC championship bid. But I'm encouraged to see what he does year 2 after starting as a true freshman, forcing his way on the field. So, yeah, man, I'm cautiously optimistic about the young secondary. But you're right. It's the down line that's going to be the key to Miami's success. And truly just it always comes full circle. It's the line of scrimmage. Who's going to win the line of scrimmage? You know what I mean? We seemingly Miami has the edge at quarterback, but who's going to control the line of scrimmage is going to go a long way in determining who ultimately wins the game. Mm-hmm. All right, fellas. Like, what we doing next, man? I mean, that's the slate, ain't it?
Yeah, that's
we'll talk about North Carolina on Monday.
No, we won't talk about North Carolina.
UNC.
No, I'm just making
what y'all trying to do, man?
Real quick.
Do this thing.
I got a mock. I did a mock the other day.
You did a mock, Hadley?
Yeah, let me hold you accountable for a mock, bro.
I did a mock the other day.
All right, let me get it fired up. Hold up. Let's get to it. Did Drew's solo mock inspire you, Hadley?
No, you told me to do a mock, bro.
Yeah, I know. I did. But you ain't have to give him the sauce, bro. It was a layup, bro. You're supposed to just.
It didn't
lay that one up.
that bit went over the backboard, bro.
Ooh. All right, let's try PFFs. Let's try PFFs mock drafts. I haven't dabbled there for 2026 just yet. So we'll see what PFF is thinking. I should probably log in though. Give me just one.
Man, log the hell in.
Damn, man. My boy Haynes ain't panning out, huh, Mr. C? Man, the competition, man. Might be the competition. Playing that UConn. You ain't see no elite guys over there.
Man, it happens.
Waiver wire dark horse. I think Arroyo, bro. Both of those football teams want to run the football. Seattle and the Jets. So I don't know if one of those tight ends gonna step up year one, but I'll go with Arroyo and the touchdown upside.
Can I ask you a question, bro? How you feel about the Micah Parsons trade, bro? What's your thoughts, bro?
It's a big one. That was a big one. I know you was poo-pooing on it, Drew, and you ain't like it. You ain't like what Dallas got back for it.
Yes, sir.
But 2 first rounds. We'll see where those first rounds land. And I like Kenny Clark. He's getting older, but he's still a good run stuffer. And Dallas hasn't been able to stop the run in recent years, so I think it helps their run defense out. But they don't got no pass rusher, man. Maybe it's a play, man. Maybe it's a play for Arch. They say, man. Maybe it's a play for a quarterback later on. Maybe they want to move on. How I look at it is, I don't think the Cowboys was going anywhere with Micah Parsons with that team how it is, bro. So destroy and rebuild, bro. Maybe they could have got back more for it, but
that's
rebuild,
where I'm at with it. That's the only. I don't have a problem with them trading him, because if you don't want to pay the player, I completely understand that. Right? We can't afford to do that, or we just don't want to do that, or we screwed the pooch, and now we kind of in a position to where we kind of hurt ourselves, so we can't afford it.
Jerry's cheap, and Jerry has an ego. That's all it is.
I think it's ego. That's all number one.
Yeah.
Oh no, 100%.
Jerry is cheap, and he has an ego. Right. Don't get me wrong. I do think there are some inherent challenges with the cap, but if they wanted to retain Micah Parsons, they had every opportunity to do it. Jerry didn't want to necessarily negotiate with David Muguleta, who is, a pretty, popular, well-known agent around the NFL. He was trying to do his, a sidebar with Parsons, and because ultimately Parsons didn't go for it, Jerry took his ball and went home. You understand what I'm saying? But the meme I sent you guys about the Family Guy, because that's from that old episode, I think before the reboot, right? Where it was like, they won some kind of mystery crate, whatever the case may be. And, they were like, hey, you can either get a boat or you can get, what's in the mystery box. And Peter's like, a boat is a boat, but a mystery box could be anything. Even a boat, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what we're talking about here with Parsons, man. I mean, we're talking about 12 and a half sacks every year, bro. Like that don't come easy. That don't come easy, bro. And it's not like, okay, there's just guys all over the place, and Parsons is just getting one-on-ones back, over and over. Like, so yes, it wasn't a lot of money, obviously, right? The highest non-quarterback contract in NFL history, but it didn't have to be. It didn't have to be that, bro. You get this done to get this deal done earlier. Yeah. You don't have this issue. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, when you talk about the compensation that they netted as part of this deal, I don't know. I don't know if you could expect to get more, bro. Yeah. I honestly don't know if you could expect to get more. But I also understand why people feel like this wasn't a good deal, because again, you don't know what you're getting in those picks. Oh. And you're also anticipating, stranger things have happened. You're also anticipating it being a later draft pick, later first round selection.
That's the problem. That's part of the issue that I have with it, because the Packers, bro, they're going to be in the 20s somewhere, bro. And because that, why would you not ask for more? Let me get throw a second rounder in there. You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid, bro. And
precedent
again, we're dealing
too,
with Jerry.
Precedent too, though. Yeah. I do think you're kind of between a rock and a hard place, because the season is about to start. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Micah Parsons has not participated in anything this offseason, bro. He was like, we got to get a deal done. I'll be around the facility. I might, but I'm not participating. So he hasn't done anything. And it became a pissing contest, a staring contest, a game of chicken. And here we are. at this juncture. I don't know what the precedent is for a premier pass rusher, right? Like compare it to the Khalil Mack trade. I think that's the closest thing you could do. You know what I'm saying? Did they kind of align there? You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's kind of the litmus for it, honestly. All right, I tried PFF. I'm sorry, Drew. No, let me just make this point and then we get back into it. I tried PFF, but they have not updated the order or the order of the draft. So now that Dallas has 2 first-round picks, you got that all situated, right? At least
I did mine like 2 weeks ago, bro. I did my mind.
You got to pivot, bro.
I can adjust.
You got to pivot. There you go.
Hot route.
All right, let's share screen here.
I'm looking for this this podcast. I thought I bookmarked it, but it's a guy. I think he's a Bengals. No, he's a Lions podcaster. I really wish I could find it so I could play it, bro. But he was saying Michael Parsons is just a guy, bro. Like,
nah.
Huh?
Like Drew said, it's 12 sacks every single season.
4 straight seasons, bro.
And he only had 12 sacks because he missed some games. It could have been 14, 15 sacks.
Yeah. Bro, and I went in the comment section and someone pulled up like, PFF's not everything, but it gives you some type of understanding of what the player is about. And he was like first in this category, third in this category, first in that category, fourth in that category. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Because he was bringing up the defense as a whole. Like they're not good with the run. They're 25th here, 32nd there, 31st here. But he's one player, bro. He's not.
That's more of an indictment of Jerry than anything else, bro. Your roster construction, the decisions that you're making, like this. We could do a whole show talking about this, bro. We literally could, because it's just been this way for the better part of effectively 3 decades now. It's been this way. Jerry is cheap, bro. People don't realize Jerry is cheap. Now, did he pay Dak? Yes, he paid CD, but he always does that like right before the season. Never address it early, right? And then in terms of like free agents, proven veteran commodities, they don't pay for free agents. They don't. They do everything on the cheap. Everything is on the cheap, bro. So
real quick before you go, bro, I'm gonna ask you a question, bro. I need both of y'all to answer me, okay? Would you take Jerry Jones or would you take Al Davis?
This guy, bro. I mean, Jerry Jones circa 1992? Yeah.
Nah. Come on, bro. You know what I'm talking about. Nah.
I'll probably go Jerry, bro.
Yeah.
Over Al.
The reason I go Al, bro, is Al get you pumped, bro. You get your hype, bro. You know what I'm saying? Talk you into it, man. Like a damn salesman, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got a little hope for a little while, but Jerry, it's the same old, bro. And it's like, okay, what you gonna do about it? Like, to me, it's a spit in the face.
You don't care about winning, bro. Like it's never been more obvious to me, and it has nothing to do with this Micah Parsons trade. But I've been on this train for a long time. Like Jerry Jones does not care about winning. Jerry Jones cares about being relevant. If he happens to win as well, great. I think there was a time where winning mattered to him, bro. I think there was a time, but I think because kept up coming short and haven't necessarily had the same type of success as he had during, the Jimmy Johnson era. I also think he gave himself an out when they won the championship with Barry Switzer, right? That was him proving he didn't need Jimmy, even though that was Jimmy's roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in his mind, he's convinced himself of that. So I don't even think Jerry feels like I got something to prove in terms of, to that degree. I'm sure in the back of his mind he does feel that way, but to that degree, overt, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna push my chips to the middle of the table and we're gonna make a real run at this thing. He wanted to be. It's like a toy, bro. That was the issue with Jimmy Johnson back in the 90s. It's like, okay, I want this to be I'm the owner, so I should be able to dictate, you know what I'm saying, how things go. And unfortunately, you see this is the result over 30 years. Nothing. Zero. Butt kiss. You know what I'm saying? All right,
Hey,
Headley.
you can't draft Arch, bro. Just
No, I am, bro. Arch is in my draft, bro.
Nah, bro. Listen.
He's in my draft, bro.
I couldn't draft him, bro. You can't
Hey, that
draft
was
him.
your choice, bro. That was a choice.
No. It's established. He ain't coming out, B.
Well,
He
you heard what he
coming out.
said. He said, "I don't know
said?
where Archie got that from, bro." Grandpops came out and said something. And he said, "I don't know where he got that from, bro."
Listen.
Man.
Listen.
If Texas win the championship, he coming out.
Yes, that's my thought process.
No.
My thought process is that the only scenario I think Arch comes out is that if they win a championship, and they have the best roster in the nation.
Listen,
and they got the best roster in the nation.
Not if he's gonna go to a train wreck. And when I say train wreck, I don't necessarily mean a bad team because he's going to a bad team. I mean more of the organization.
No. I'm not saying that he is. I said that's the only scenario. Yes. Cool. So we'll allow it this time. Yeah. We'll allow it.
But he wasn't even there for me to pick, by the way. I just want to make that very
he wasn't even on the board.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They took him off.
They did.
That's crazy, man.
All right. Arch at the top, Headley?
Yeah, man. We got Arch, man, at the top, man. And to me, the Saints have the worst quarterback room in the league. They're starting Spencer Rattler. I didn't like what I saw for Spencer Rattler last season. Maybe more time, more experience, more reps. He'll play better this year, but obviously they're the number one pick. So that means the Tyler Shuck pick probably was a waste of a pick in this year's class if they got the number one pick. And I'm going Arch Manning. And just looking at the Saints roster, it's not a bad roster. They have some cap issues, quarterback issues, but the overall team, I like what the offensive line is doing. I like Olave. I like Shaheed. They got some players on defense. They're getting a little older, so we got to get some young guys on defense. But with Arch Manning with the number one pick, I think the Saints could, push for maybe a playoff spot.
Yeah,
bro. What?
Well, I mean,
I
want to go that far.
The roster ain't bad, bro.
I think they go Arch this year. You come back, get you a Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Williams.
Yes.
Now we talking.
Yes.
Now we talking, bro, because you've had a couple of off seasons to build the rosters. Because what were we saying about this Saints team, bro? They need one of those 2017 draft classes.
Yeah.
They needed the Trey Hendrickson, Kamara, Lattimore. I'm missing some more guys, that type of draft class, bro. And they just haven't necessarily done it. Now, if you look at it, with the, and you go through it with a fine-tooth comb, you can find some bright spots.
Yeah, they got a good roster. If you look at it, look, Olave is a good player. Shaheed's a good player. If Kelvin Banks is the guy we think he is, moving Pettit inside
I do
to
like
guard.
the makings of their offensive line. I do.
Yeah, McCoy and Ruiz, I was high on coming out. Fuaga, I was high on coming out.
It's the defense for me and the money, bro.
The money part's big.
And Olave about he about one more concussion from.
I'm not sold on Olave, bro. I'm not sold on him, bro. I'm not sold on Olave.
Injury prone.
Injuries. Yeah. For sure. All right. Arch to New Orleans. We got Cleveland up.
All right. Let me check my mock I did 2 weeks ago. Number 2 pick, Cleveland Browns. Not going quarterback. Not going quarterback.
You're not doing it?
I'm going Peter Woods. Defensive tackle from Clemson. We just spoke about him. Physical, can move, helps in the run game, pass game. He can play all along that defensive line. Put him next to Mason Graham and my boy Myles Garrett. Yeah. Cleveland making some moves right there, man. And even Cleveland, I'm looking at their roster. I don't hate their roster either, man. They got a really good defense. I think Flacco is going to do his thing early in the season until, Flacco comes apart, after a couple games. But we'll see with Shador or Gabriel, man. I'm betting on Shador, but, Gabriel's the quarterback too right now. So we'll see for the Cleveland Browns.
Mr. C, we do not feel bad for Cameron Jordan, bro. Let me tell you something.
You sound like an NFC South guy.
Of all of the players from the Panthers, the Saints, and who the other team? The Falcons, bro. It's Cameron Jordan number 1, bro. Bucks can't hate him, bro. With prejudice.
Public enemy number 1.
But it doesn't come self, bro. He always talking greasy about the Bucks, bro. It don't even mean.
I thought it was Lattimore. Oh, Lattimore not there no more.
That's Mike Evans. That's just a Mike Evans thing.
Yeah, that's just Mike Evans thing. Yeah, Cameron Jordan just he every year he's wrong, bro. So, but go ahead, my bad.
Tennessee, who you got for Cam, man?
Man, I ain't getting nobody for Cam. I got somebody
Oh.
on the other side of the ball. I got Caleb Downs, the safety
Caleb
from
like
Ohio
it,
State.
Third overall. Okay.
Like it.
I know it's a safety position. It's not in vogue, but I think Downs is a complete football player, number one player on my board. So I can't have him fall too far, man. I think it's a good landing spot here in Tennessee.
All right.
DK said he need a corner, bro. That's what he told me last time, bro.
Mm.
Yeah, so
he'll be mad.
You like a corner here, fourth overall, Headley?
Nah. You know what I got, bro? This is kind of crazy too because of the position, man. But I think the Giants, their weakness is that off-ball linebacker, man. And Anthony Hill Jr. is my sixth-ranked player, man. And I think put him on there because that defensive line is ready to go. The corners, they got some young corners. I like some of their young corners. So I'm going to go to that second level at defense, and I'm going to go get Anthony Hill Jr.
Early, second level.
I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna disagree with you in terms of the position, but I'm not mad at the player. I think Jermon McCoy could go in the top 5, bro. Yeah, I think he's that good, bro. I think he's that good. Just gotta see.
Because look, the Giants they brought in a Paulson Adebo from the Saints. I think he's a pretty good corner. Drew Phillips showed really good in his rookie year. Is that Deontay Banks? I'm not sure about Banks.
Okay, I'm mad at it. Yeah, look at Georgia Tech doing work, bro. Go ahead, Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, we got to get a watch party. Bro. One of these Saturdays for a game.
One of these Saturdays. Yeah, we should.
Get a virtual watch party going, man. Keep you guys posted on that front. All right, we got the Jets, 5th overall.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go with this guy, man. Kendrick Falk from Auburn, a defensive lineman.
I thought you might go with him at Tennessee, and then I thought about who was on the roster. I was like, okay. But I thought that's the direction you were going to go in. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen a lot of chat on Falk. I seen DP put out a tweet. He was saying, I'm not sure how I feel about Falk. I'm lowering him than most because I don't know if he could be an every down edge. And to me, bro, I think he's one of the most plug-and-play players. I like him more on the interior, but he could play a little edge as well, play some 5-tech as well. He could do a lot of different things on the defense. I know he's not no bendy edge, but the power and the physicality plays right away at the next level. So I'm a big fan of Falk. I'm going to go get him number 5 here to the Jets.
All right.
All right.
Next up, we got Carolina
Panthers. I like what they've been doing on the offensive side of the ball. I see they traded Thielen. But, you know, you got Ted McMillan. He looks like a guy already. I think he's going to have an instant connection with Bryce Young. Xavier Legette in the second year. Coker is a good football player in the slot. So I like what they've been doing on the offensive side for Bryce Young, but we got to fix this defense, man. Defense to me is the weak spot in Carolina. And I went ahead and got them. Let me see. I got them David Bailey, the edge rusher from Texas Tech.
I like it.
He's up to 44.
Oh, he's moving up.
44. Okay.
44.
Okay. They listening, bro. They listening.
Yeah.
And they did draft Princely and Nick Scourton. I like both of those football players, but can't have enough edge rushers, man. Let's add another edge rusher to this defense.
Scourton got hurt too, didn't he? I think Scourton's out for an extended period of time.
I think you might be right.
Okay.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
I see that.
Young player, though. He should be able to bounce back, but yeah, he's hurt. All right, David Bailey with your latest pick. Indianapolis.
What do you say, Drew?
Indianapolis
Colts. With the 7th pick. I'm going quarterback. A Rich, we gotta throw him out, man.
Gotta throw him out.
Throw out A Rich.
Him and Daniel Jones.
Yeah, Daniel Jones. He's just a placeholder for now for me.
Okay.
I think that we're gonna go with not Clublet, Mr. C. We're going with Drew's guy, Drew Aller.
To the
Colts. Sorry,
Mock Draft Database loves this draft class, this quarterback class, bro.
Yeah, they got the boys high.
Loves it. Look, Mendoza 8th.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Wow. All right. We got Drew
Remember,
Aller
I'm not a
to
big
Indy.
Klubnik guy, Mr. C. We'll see if he can change my mind this season, but I'm not a big Klubnik guy.
I think y'all Las Vegas, the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Oh, I'm so ready to watch Ashton Genty, bro.
Woo.
I'm ready, bro.
You ready?
Hey,
Must see TV.
If you're ready for this season, imagine next season when they go get Spencer Fano to put on that right side.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I like
Pete Carroll
it.
want to run the football, bro. So
He
you know
does.
you got Genty. We're gonna get this offensive line right. I do like DJ Glaze, fan of his, but he can move inside.
He can.
Yeah.
He can.
And then we can put right tackle Spencer Fano.
I like it, bro. I like it.
Look at Mr. C. Look at Mr. C. Hey, man.
Was that his first preseason game? I seen something posted in the on Twitter, but they're like, y'all were talking about Ashton Genty. Look at him. I think the next game though he balled out. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, just wait for it. Wait for it, bro. All right, we got Cleveland back on the clock. Is it time for the QB, Headley?
No, bro. No.
Shador.
No,
bro.
it's Shador time, baby.
Yeah.
Time over here.
Let's go, B.
So I'm gonna help Shador. I'm gonna help Shador here, and I'm gonna get his offensive line. I think that's the biggest thing for Shador, man. We need to protect Shador Sanders. If he's protected, I think he's gonna be a good quarterback in this league. So I'm gonna go get my number 2 tackle, Francis Maui Noah.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Mark the tape.
I got it, bro.
I'm
going to go get Francis Maui Noah here. Right tackle, opposite Dawan Jones. Let's protect Shador Sanders in year 2.
All right. The Finns. Finns got some work to do.
Man, they're so bad, bro. So I'm looking at the Finns, right? And cornerback is the biggest glaring need. So the McCoy pick makes sense. But I think Miami, the trenches has been a sore spot for them for years and years and years. So I'm going to go get my number 3 tackle in Caden Proctor from Alabama.
We got a little run here. A little run at the tackle position. Okay.
Yeah. Miami, the offensive line, they're starting Patrick Paul and Austin Jackson this year. I know we liked a little bit what Patrick Paul brought, but I don't know if he's ready yet, and Austin Jackson can't stay healthy. So we're going to go with Caden Proctor.
Okay. All right. You won't get an argument from me. We, as you mentioned, certainly have some glaring needs in that secondary, but it's hard to argue with trying to get that offensive line situated. All right, we got New England, 11th overall, Headley.
Before we go ahead, Drew, you wanna break it? Like break me apart? Like how I'm doing so far, bro?
No, you solid, bro. I love everything you've done, bro. You haven't made one mistake, bro. Well,
no mistakes.
Which one? Well,
no, you haven't made any mistakes, but I would argue the Anthony Hill. But I understand the pick though, so I'm not mad at it.
Okay, that's the one you don't love it, right? Because of the position. You really, I mean, no issue with the player, but don't love it because of the position. All right, Headley, let's keep it going with your 2026 NFL mock draft solo effort.
Yeah, you might not like this one either, Drew. 2 reasons, bro. He's not your number 1 guy, but also, you know, they've been drafting a lot of these players lately, but they just released your boy Javon Baker, right? So I'm gonna go get Jordan Tyson, wide receiver for the New England Patriots. Stephon Diggs is getting older. We'll see what Kyle Williams bring. And where's the other guy? Other guy. I didn't even see him on the depth chart.
I haven't heard it. I think Polk might have got hurt.
Polk, he did get hurt. Polk, I think he's done for the season, bro.
Damn, bro.
I'm not mistaken.
That's unfortunate for them, man.
Yeah. No, I understand. I'm not. If somebody's picking Tyson over my guy, I'm okay with it, bro. I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna argue that, bro.
And by his guy, Drew's referring to Jacoby Lane, one Jacoby Lane of USC. You know, Dana, a fan of the Tyson pick. You already know.
Yeah. There you go, Dana. Arizona. He's my wide receiver 1.
Next up in this 2026 NFL mock draft, you got the Rams. Two first-round selections here for the Rams. First of 2.
Yeah, one's from the Falcons. So I'm going to go get a quarterback here for these boys. We know about Matthew Stafford, his injury issues. So I'm going to go grab my QB3, which is Garrett Nussmeier from LSU. We just spoke about him. Hyde and Jekyll and Hyde. What Nussmeier we're going to get? He has the arm talent, but questionable decision making. Hopefully he fixes that this year. And I think the Rams, even if they have Stafford for another year, and Nussmeier doesn't have to start immediately. But they got to find a replacement for Stafford because he's on his last. Not legs, but his back. Is this his back, right?
It's his back. It's his back. He's a tough player, bro, because he's literally had his back broken, bro, in Detroit. Like he literally had it broken. So, no, for sure, it's time to figure out the succession plan there.
All right, Mr. C time.
Mm-hmm.
Dana, you're right. By the way, Collins gonna get every chance in New England with them injuries. So, so that's a fantasy.
And then Diggs is coming off an injury too, so we don't know how healthy Diggs is.
Yeah.
Mr. C, man, I like what I saw from y'all in the preseason, man. Y'all bringing the fullback back, running the football.
Hey, they cut my guy Martinez though, bro. What's that about, bro?
He went to the practice squad.
I'm not sure, Mr. C. I need you to confirm that.
Holani's playing good in the preseason. That's the third running back they decided to keep. Maybe he signs with the practice squad, Martinez. But they bring him back to run game, man. The fullback. Bro, Gray Zabel, bro. Man, he was dominant, bro. The games I saw in the preseason. I'm not getting you CJ Allen, Mr. C. I'm gonna go get you a cornerback. The top corner in this class to me, Jamad McCoy from Tennessee.
Okay, so McCoy and Witherspoon McCoy and Woolen on the boundary and Witherspoon in the slot.
Yeah, I like that.
It.
Okay,
I like it.
Okay,
and that practice squad, it makes you like a player that you probably want to keep on your 53. It can force you to put them on the practice squad. It's kind of a game, bro. Sometimes with some of these players, bro. You know what I mean? I'm never surprised when they cut a player. I'm like, well, they're probably looking to put him back on the practice.
Well, yeah, no. I understand that. I actually thought that he might be able to break this 53 though.
53,
I did.
Yeah.
I did think he.
Yeah, I thought Holani did really good in the preseason. I think that's probably why they kept him. He probably helps more in the passing game as well.
Special teams
as well.
That one right there.
That's true.
Right there. Yeah.
Manawari, big nickel.
Yeah, Amal. Yeah, he was balling too. But yeah, what I saw from Gray Zabel, bro, like he was dominant. He was dominant along that offensive line, man. And let's go to Arizona. Dana, you gonna love this pick, Dana. But I don't know if you're gonna love it, but I love the pick. I'm gonna go with Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame, running back for your Dana, man. James Conner is getting older.
I like it.
Love with Benson.
Yeah, I like it too.
Behind Kyler Murray.
With who?
Trey. You don't respect Trey? He said, "Who? Dad? Well, he only played 1 year, bro. Throwing away after 1 year. Tough crowd, man. But Love will be the new RB1 over there in Arizona. Who we got next?
Y'all got running backs? Y'all got running backs, isn't it?
Who that?
Love a different kind of back though, as compared to what they have.
Man, Mr. C been asking for a running back forever, bro.
He doesn't. He think Kenneth Walker does too much dancing, bro. Too much dancing.
Oh man.
Yep. Yeah, and if Benson doesn't pan out, bro, the Love will be a great pick for you, Dana. RB1 in this class.
I think the question with Benson is going to be the system. I think that's going to be the system.
Yeah.
Right. You wanna get him on the track and let him go. You know what I'm saying? He's a bigger, he's a size speed back. He's not a vision patience back. You know what I'm saying? So you just want to get him in the right scheme. Walker in contract year. Yep. Connor called him RB1B. Yeah, you want to keep Connor healthy. That's the goal. Connor carried a huge workload last year. Connor's had his health and injury issues over the years, but he stayed relatively healthy. Yeah, that's Mr. C's frustration right there. Too much dancing. Can't stay healthy. All right, Helly, we're going to keep it going right here, man. Almost halfway through your first round 2026 NFL mock draft. Your first solo of the season. All right, so Dallas is making their first of 2 first-round selections. Obviously, they traded Micah Parsons. So what say you?
Yeah, this is where the audible got to come in, man. It's gonna mess up my rest of my mock, but with trading Micah Parsons, I got to do it. I got to make the audible. I got to make the adjustment, and I'm going to go Ruben Bain to the Cowboys at 15. Get another edge rusher, physical edge rusher. No more Micah Parsons. He's not Micah Parsons, but he's a physical football player. Can get to the quarterback. Big fan of Ruben Bain here at 15.
Okay.
The guy I had there, if you guys want to know, was C.J. Allen, Mr. C. I had C.J. Allen going to Dallas to help in the run game. But I think the edge rusher is more needy right now, so I'm going to go Ruben Bain.
All right, Ruben Bain it is. Got Pittsburgh on the clock. Quarterback, Tom?
Yeah, boy. I'm going Lenoris Sellers.
I love it, bro. I
think
love
you had
it.
that one too, Drew. I like that there.
Yeah.
Sellers to me could be one of the biggest draft risers at the quarterback position. If he has a big year this year, love his running ability, just decision making, going through progressions faster. I think that's what he has to work on. If he does that, I like him as a first round guy, and replace Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. All right, Drew, we're gonna need another solo from you, bro. With this trade now, bro. Like I was in the midst of editing your mock draft, but now I'm like, yo, we got this trade. You know what I mean?
Can't do it. Yeah. I'm with you. All right.
And you might be able to get Arch in there too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that makes you feel.
Well,
or you gonna leave Arch out? You gonna leave Arch out?
No, I mean if Arch, shit the bed tomorrow, they might pull him out. Say he's not, you know what I'm saying? So I'm back to square one. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
All right, Helly, what you thinking here with Chicago?
Right. I'm gonna go with the guy, C.J. Allen, man. I had C.J. Allen 15 to Dallas, made the audible with Ruben Bain there. I'm gonna go get C.J. Allen for the Bears. I really like the Bears defense already. Montez Sweat. They got Grady Jarrett. I like some of these young pass rushers too with Dominique Robinson and my guy. Where's my guy, man? I don't even see him on here. Austin Booker. He might have got hurt too, huh? Hey, I don't see him on the depth chart, but I like Austin Booker and Dominique Robinson.
Booker was flashing big time.
Allen. Huh?
Yeah, Booker was flashing big time this preseason.
Yeah, he flashed last preseason as well. So
yeah, hopefully he gets more run. All right, C.J. Allen to Chicago. So we're thinking at the second level, they're moving off of one of the incumbents, right?
Yeah. Either T.J. Edwards or Tremaine Edmonds. I'm not sure what the contracts look like, but it's coming to the end, I believe.
Allen gives you some flexibility there, though, right?
Yeah.
You could definitely move off of one of those two guys if you're so inclined. All right, Minnesota on the clock here.
And I want to say this about the Bears. I like the Bears team this year. I think they could be a sleeper team this season to get into the playoffs.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Bears are actually going to get legitimate coaching. I think the roster is talented. On paper, they have a pretty good roster, but the biggest difference is that the young quarterback gets legitimate coaching. All right, Headley. 18th overall here in Minnesota in this 2026 NFL mock draft.
All right. You know what Brian Flores, he like to throw the kitchen sink at you, so we need some corners to cover. So I'm going to go on my cornerback too. Avian Terrell, brother of AJ, here for the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay. Keep it going here with the Texans.
Houston Texans. Let me see what I got here. Number 19, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go D-tackle. I've been wanting Houston to get a D-tackle for a while now. So I'm going to go grab Christian Miller from Georgia.
That's your guy. That's your guy right there.
Big fan of Christian Miller.
Real quick, I see a guy who played well. I think it was yesterday, Dante Corleone. You talked about him, I think, last year, maybe even the year before.
Yeah, the year before. I think Dana was one of the first individuals that I heard mention Corleone. Yeah, Corleone is stout against the run, bro. Stout.
He is, and he got a little pass rush to him, little bit, good penetrator, but he looked good against Nebraska. So just keep that name in mind.
Don't worry, Mr. C. We will be rewarded. We will be rewarded. I think Caleb's going to play well. I think he's going to play well. All right, Broncos, 20th overall.
Was this a hard one, Headley? Denver?
It wasn't hard. I know you went receiver last time, right? When you did your mock. I kind of like their receivers, man. I think Franklin and Pat Bryant, I think both of them are going to be involved in this offense. So they'll be the wide receiver 3 and 4 for this football team. I went center. I went with Jake Slaughter from the Gators. Get that offensive line right. They like to run the football as well.
Looks like they moved Slaughter down a bit. Got Lou.
They got Connor Lou up here, bro. Got to check Connor Lou.
I wasn't a big fan of Lou's tape. He played tonight. I think he played well tonight. Mm-hmm. Wait, why you think they're moving Slaughter down, Drew?
I don't think it has anything to do with Slaughter. I think it has more to do with everyone else.
Gator.
The Gator.
It's because he's a Gator, bro.
No,
damn.
Don't say that, bro.
Shots.
I don't even see him on here, bro. Where's he at? Oh, wait, I drafted him.
67.
No, I drafted him. No, I drafted
you
him.
drafted. Yeah.
My bad.
All right. Drew's Bucks, Headley.
Sabotage.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know you're going to hate this pick, Drew. I know you're not a fan of this guy, man, but I think he ends up in the first round, and I think it's a big need on your football team. I'm going with the pass rusher from Clemson, TJ Parker.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't like it, bro. This your first mistake. It's your first mistake, bro.
But we'll see. We'll see what Reddick brings, man. We'll see if Reddick gets back to his old self, help you out pass rush. And
bro,
then
you should have went and got me Howell, bro.
Cassius?
Yeah, that's what you should have did, bro.
Cassius.
He coming soon.
Save for somebody else. I understand.
Yeah. And your boy Ibuka, he gonna have a big year, huh? Fantasy, he gonna have a big year.
Yeah, he is, bro. Because guy went out for at least another month.
I don't understand the re-signing of Godwin, bro. I don't. It doesn't make sense to me.
Bro, he's bro. Do you know how many yards you know how many catches he had last year, bro? It was insane, bro.
I know.
I think he would have broke some records.
Stay healthy, bro.
Yeah, I know, bro. Because last year was a freak injury. That shouldn't have happened, bro. First of all,
sure. I guess they could not have anticipated the fact that Ibuka would be there for them, right? They probably were like, okay, he's this high on our board, he's available, so we're just gonna do it.
We're gonna do
it. You know what I'm saying? So
right
I get that, but I don't know, bro. I don't know about doubling up with Evans, who's longer in the tooth, which is, I mean, that's Mike Evans, right? So I'm okay with that. But then to go back to the well with Chris Godwin, you know what I'm saying? Like I get that you want to keep it together. There's a certain chemistry, locker room and stuff, but it's been a lot of wear and tear on Chris Godwin, bro. A lot of wear and tear.
Can never have too many receivers, B.
I suppose.
Yeah, when they drafted Ibuka, I questioned it a bit.
You gotta pay. You know what I mean? It's about paying them.
Yeah.
No, it'll be all right, bro. They money, they wallet's good, bro. Them boys. I trust the accountant, bro.
Yeah. And when they drafted Ibuka, Drew, I thought it was like a luxury pick, and you hit the nail on the head when you were like, they had so much injuries last year, like they don't want to go through that again and
be
look
in
what's
that
happening.
Position.
The injuries are happening again at the wide receiver position. So Ibuka was a great pick for you guys in the draft.
Mr. C, when y'all replacing Baker, bro?
Mayfield?
Yeah.
That's for you, Drew.
Drew don't even want to acknowledge it.
No. I was typing something in the private chat because I can't say it out loud because it's trouble. But
oh man, I just seen it.
Nah,
good call, bro. You had the people at your door, bro.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Get shadow banned in this bit. Baker not going nowhere, bro. Baker not going. He's locked in for the probably.
No. He's the man. He's the mayor of Tampa now, bro. They love Baker, bro.
Oh yeah.
And all Baker needed was somebody to show him love, bro, and he wanted to be one.
Believe in him.
And let me tell you this: if the Bucks didn't sign him, bro, he was headed back to the Rams. I could. That's 100%, bro.
I believe that.
Bro.
I believe that.
So,
good coaching goes a long way, bro. You got the Chargers on the clock here, Headley, in your mock draft.
LA Chargers, man. Remember, Drew, you said you wanted Cassius Howell. I told you he's coming soon.
I didn't know
He's
this was
coming
a
with the
landing
next
spot.
pick here to the LA Chargers. We're going to get Cassius Howell in the first round. You know, your boy Khalil Mack getting a little older.
57th overall now.
They're
He's at
moving
the
him
57. They listening.
Yep.
They're moving him up.
They are listening.
I know it was a tough injury. The left tackle Slater got hurt for them, but you know, we talked a lot about this wide receiver room last draft cycle. Now they got Trey Harris, Keenan Allen, Ladd McConkey, Lambert Smith, Flash, Quentin Johnson still out there. The wide receiver room got a lot better in a year.
Yeah.
In a 1 year span, bro.
I wonder how healthy Harris is. I think he's starting the year on the pup.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I don't see that.
Maybe I might be conflating him with another player, but I saw that he was banged up. So keep an eye on that one. All right. You picked who was it? Ruben Bain with the first of $2 selections here. Obviously, this is a byproduct of the Michael Parsons trade here. I assume this is the 23rd pick that Green Bay held originally.
Yeah. And you know what?
What'd you do originally here?
For the Green Bay? I'm gonna pick the same player. I'm not even gonna switch it up. Because Green Bay, I think cornerback is a big need for them. So I went Chandler Rivers, and I think Dallas can use a Chandler Rivers also in that secondary. So I'm gonna go.
Looks
Chandler
like they moved Rivers down. I think Rivers was in the top 40.
Well,
they got him at 70 now.
They moved him up to push up Malik and Kilgore, and I think they moved Kilgore up because I think two prominent drafts folks talked about Kilgore, which I need to watch him.
Yo, I watched Kilgore recently, bro. Like, I'm a big fan of Kilgore. When I watched him live, I put on the tape and I saw some things I didn't like from Kilgore, bro. So
on closer inspection, you weren't as bullish. Yeah. I hear you.
I wasn't, man.
How would you stack him up against O'Donnell Fortune?
I like Fortune more.
Yeah.
I like Fortune more.
Yep. All right. Commanders.
Washington Commanders. They just gave Terry that money. Terry got paid. And I'm gonna get him a running mate right here, bro. I'm gonna get him a running mate, add some more weapons around Jaden Daniels, and I'm gonna go with my wide receiver 2, Makai Lemon.
Makai.
Zerk. I know Drew hating.
Yeah.
He don't like that one.
You don't like that one.
Falling.
Yeah, you don't like that one.
He coming soon, Drew.
There are several receivers I think Drew would take ahead of Makai.
Several?
Yeah.
Several.
There's a couple here.
Yeah. Oh, Dana, I'm with you. I'm excited to see a healthy Harold Perkins. I'm excited. Like when he's at his best, he is a substantial difference maker and can force his way into that, back half of the first round conversation with the big season. Mr. C plugging his husky there, Denzel. All right, Cincy.
I might do an audible on this, man. They just gave your boy the bag, right?
Yeah, Trey Henderson.
Yeah, they did like a 1 year thing.
Oh, it's a 1 year thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So
they just gave him a raise. They just gave him a raise, not a long-term deal.
All right. I'm going to go Dennis Sutton, the edge from Penn State.
Okay.
Physical edge rusher. Like you said, it's a 1 year deal, 1 year extension. So he's still in play here. I know they drafted Shamar Stewart. He's showing up, right? Shamar Stewart, he's showing up. I remember he had that little contract dispute.
No, I think he showed up.
Yeah, he's good now. Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll see what Miles Murphy could bring also. But I'm going to bring Dennis Sutton in this room with them.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, he got the raise, the 1 year raise. Not really necessarily an extension. Yeah. Appreciate that, Dana. He's slated to make $30 million this year. He was set to make 14.
That's a big raise.
Big raise.
I don't think they tag him. I could be wrong, but I don't think they'll tag him. I think he'll be.
That may have been part of the conversation. Is that you can't tag me after this? Because Hendrickson's been around for a while now.
Yeah.
He's not a spring chicken. He's obviously still incredibly effective, but he's been around a while now. I remember it like yesterday. Him at the Shrine game down in St. Pete.
Yeah, I remember that.
St. Pete.
Mhm.
Dominant.
Him and Hargrave, if I'm not mistaken. Javon Hargrave doing that thing. All right, San Fran, Mr. C.
Bro, real quick before you go, bro, I pull up the multi-view, bro, and I got college football at the top, college football to the right.
There you go.
At the top, college football to the left at the bottom, and I'm looking at this screen right to the bottom, bro. I'm like, who are these teams, bro? High school, bro. Number 1 team in the country, bro.
Ooh, you on it
number
early.
6 team in the country, bro. St. Thomas Aquinas, number 6, and is it Matty Day?
Yeah, that's out in Cali. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little different, bro.
Yeah, no, it's different. That's different. That's a different level of high school ball right there, bro. They might as well call that like college adjacent.
Facts. Everybody going, bro. Everybody going.
All right. 49ers. I'm gonna put a guy next to Fred Warner, Deontay Lawson, off-ball linebacker.
Oh man, that's nuts, bro. I like that.
I like it. You don't like my boy Nick Martin? You don't like Nick Martin?
I see him.
But that is Deontay Lawson.
Yeah, I like Lawson more.
It is Deontay Lawson.
I seen Nick Martin out there. And even D Winters. I was a fan of D Winters out of TCU.
D Winters? Yeah.
He's on the roster.
All right, so with the Rams, you got the quarterback earlier, Nussmeier, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
You went with Nussmeier at 12. So what do you do here, 27th overall with the Rams in this mock draft?
Hey, man, I'm going to load it up, man. I'm going to go with wide receiver Jacoby Lane.
There we go.
Go with
now this is crazy, bro. Woo. Oh, man. Okay. This makes up for the lemon pick, bro.
Oh, man. Jacoby and Puka?
Yeah, bro. That's
and understudy to Adams.
Oh, yeah.
I think Adams got a couple more years in him, right?
Yeah, a couple more years. It's gonna be Ginsu out there, bro.
Yeah, man. That's tough. That's tough. All right. Oh, they got KC at 28. I don't see it that way. It's gonna be 31 or 32, bro.
Yeah, bro. Facts. The boys that got engaged, it's locked in, bro. Lock it up. You feel me?
Yeah, it ain't even about Kelsey, bro. It ain't even about Kelsey. I think Kansas City's gonna have a good offensive line. I think that's gonna be.
Bro, I was talking about that. That's unfair to have Josh Simmons.
Yeah.
With the last pick, and then you got Kingsley, who we like moving inside the left guard. Like they fixed their issues right there. 2 drafts.
Yep.
They fixed their issues, man.
And then they bring in Norman Lott. They brought in Noel Williams.
Ashton Gelati.
Yeah, Ashton Gelati. They'll eventually
Bassa.
get Rashee Rice back. They got Jalen Rose, although I think he's hurt. Maybe he was Royals at some pup. Might be Royals who's on the pup.
Jaden Hicks out there too now.
Jaden Hicks is going to be playing a larger role. Nick Bolton's still a baller. Chris Jones I'm sure he's gonna be hungry.
What's going on, bro?
Why
do you let this team do this?
And I ain't even mention that all-pro corner. Like, bruh.
Yeah.
31 to 32, bro, for sure.
Mr. C, I like that. Chris Paul over there for y'all. I like that.
No, that's a good one. It's a good one. They got their. I think they got their second level situated. I don't know. I can't imagine the Rams have a better option than Chris Paul. Multiple better options than Chris Paul on their roster, bro.
No. Mr. C said the Seahawks grabbed him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the Rams drafted him.
Oh,
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
So I don't know if it was an injury. I have no idea, bro. But I don't know. I don't know what these teams be doing though.
All right, we up next with the Chiefs. Hey, they say Kelsey. This is last year, right? I'm gonna get my tight end one. It might be a little early for some folks, but I'm gonna get Kenyon Sadiq tight end.
You got him at 34, so I don't think it's crazy.
Okay,
it's not crazy. Yeah,
all right.
Give it love.
They respected him.
Yeah. All right, Lions here, 29th in this mock draft.
Detroit Lions. I'm gonna go with one of my stamped guys here. Folks ain't talking about him. He's getting overshadowed. I'm gonna go with Trey Moore, edge rusher. They got him at off-ball linebacker, but he's an edge rusher.
Got him at 112. Got him at 112. Now he's an edge, bro. They got him at edge
All right.
at 112.
They're tripping.
Yeah, they tripping.
Got Patrick Payton in front of him, bro. Come on. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. Put him with Aiden Hutchinson, Tyleek Williams, DJ Reader, bro. Like that D-line there in Detroit.
He's a different kind of pass rusher, too. He's kind of the pass rusher they're missing. They got a bunch of different kind of types, but I think they're missing that kind of type when you talk about pass rusher in terms of how he wins. So I like it.
All right, 3 more selections here in your 2026 NFL mock draft. Here, Headley, Solo, Dolo.
All right. Who we got next, man? We got the Buffalo Bills on the clock. I'm going to go get one of Drew's guys right here, man. The edge from Oklahoma, R. Mason Thomas.
Get it.
Yeah, man. A lot of talent, man. I know they just picked up Joey Bosa, but, getting older, dealt with some injuries. You got Epinesa on that line as well. Like what they did on the interior, adding TJ Sanders and Deion Walker.
See Walker now. You see my guy now.
Deion.
You see him now.
Work against the Bucks, bro.
You see him now. Okay.
Penetrating, causing havoc, bro. We tried to tell him, didn't it?
Right. It might not be for a long time, but it's going to be a good time. You know what I'm saying? With that back injury. You feel me?
Yeah.
All right. So we got Baltimore, Philly in the Super Bowl, and Philly going back to back. Okay.
Yeah, I got Baltimore winning the whole thing this year, man. I was just talking to my guys. I said the Ravens, they're my favorites for the Super Bowl. Man, Lamar, man. It's Lamar time, man.
It's that Malachi. It's the little Malachi that they, you feel me? And then Jay Higgins. Jay Higgins. Jay Higgins.
I'm gonna go defensive line interior with Zane Durant, Penn State. I think he's gonna have a big year this year, man.
All right. New entry into our first round here with Zane Durant.
I would have went Banks over him, but
who you said?
I would have went Banks over him.
But... Oh yeah. I hated on Banks, man. Caleb.
Yeah. You did.
Yeah. I like Durant. And then Philadelphia Eagles, last pick in the draft. I'm gonna go offensive tackle, man. I'm gonna go Caleb Lomu from Utah.
That's a very Philadelphia pick right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Lomu won't start.
Yeah,
he'll get a
Lane
year
Johnson.
to develop.
Yeah,
I know, but you never know. They might give him a year to sit and become a baller. Yep. All right. That's gonna do it here for Headley's mock draft. Drew, you wanna give us some thoughts? We don't have to go pick by pick, but I am interested to hear your thoughts about Headley's mock draft as we take a look at it in its entirety. You mentioned the Anthony Hill Jr. pick may have been a little bit early considering the team, perhaps, right? Was it the team or the position that you didn't necessarily care for fourth overall? What was it?
No, it's not the team, it's the position.
Okay.
I mean, not the position. I'm sorry. Well, it is the position. And
for
where
this
they were
team.
Picking. Yeah,
for this team.
If you would have traded out, not that we were doing trades, but if you would have traded out and dropped to like the late teens, early 20s, then that'd have been perfect. But
pick up a first round next year. You know, get you an Avion Terrell.
Yeah.
But Headley said, nah, bro, we want ballers. We don't care where we get them. We want ballers.
We don't.
Okay.
There was another one. I think it was the Bucks pick.
Yeah. Like that. I knew you wasn't gonna like that.
If you would have just swapped them out, bro, you just swapped them out.
These two,
swap them out. It should have been straight, bro. You know what I mean? And then I'm not as high on Ruben Bain as y'all are. I don't think 15. I think 15's too high for him. Outside of that, and then we can talk about the Lemon pick. But you cleaned it up by giving a lane to the Rams. So you made up for it, bro. I ain't mad at it. This is a solid draft, bro. Like,
it is. I like it.
Really, really solid. I'd say the worst pick, actually, bro, is the Durant pick.
Zane?
I went Caleb Banks there. Yeah, I would have went Caleb Banks. I'm not as high on Durant. as you are.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
but
okay. Lot of love for Chandler Rivers. A player I really like. I really like. They're going to question his size, obviously, as we already kind of aware, but really good football player. I've put it on ice, but it's in the chamber. The Ruben Bain film study, the film breakdown. Maybe we can convince Drew to get on board. Headley might be able to convince him to get on board. But really intriguing, interesting mock draft. All right. So Drew, we need you to do another one, an updated one since the Michael Parsons trade. And then we're gonna be looking at 2 rounds, bro. The next one gonna be 2 rounds, bro. You know what I'm saying? So prepare yourself.
To answer Dana had a question about who would have traded up. Looking at this right now, the team that would have traded up, I think, would have been the Jets. And that's assuming, obviously, Justin Fields obviously didn't work out this year. So that would be the team. But everybody else here, I don't think so. I think everybody else.
I will say this, and I'm not mad at the Falk pick, but I would assume that if the Jets are picking 5th overall, they are going to be in the market for a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I am not convinced. I get it. I understand it. Best case scenario, you end up with a Peter Woods and Francis Maui Noah. You end up with blue chip prospects, right? But I maintain that Cleveland does not like Shedeur. The coaching staff, they are not fans of Shedeur. So
and they got crucified this past week.
Right. Unless you think the other guy is the guy. I don't know. I don't know if they're just and Shedeur can actually even flash. Given the opportunity, I'm not sure he'll get that opportunity. But even if he flashes, I'm not sure it's going to be enough to rule out taking a quarterback. I don't believe it. So, all right, man. Good stuff. A lot to think about here. You know, we in Arch we trust. First overall, in Arch we trust. What you think of Headley? Heisman, national championship, both.
Yeah, man. All of it, man.
All that.
Yeah.
I think Lagway gonna have a lot to say about that. So leave it there, bro.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Is he healthy? Is he playing tomorrow?
Yeah, he's playing.
Is he though? Really?
He is, bro. He's playing Long Island State, bro.
I'm not saying he's ready. Dressing.
No, he's ready.
He's ready. All right.
He's ready.
Right. I believe it when I see it. They don't need him. They don't need him this week.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't need him.
Well, we got to play USF next week, and then Miami the week after.
USF gonna be a game.
Belt to ass. Belt to ass. All season, baby. All right, man. Yeah. Great stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are on a bi-weekly schedule for the time being. In season, we will be a bi-weekly schedule. We're really trying to ramp up the content on our original channel, the Couch Potato General Manager channel. So the live streams will be a little less frequent in season. Off season, peak draft season, we will ramp it back up. But for now, we're going to be every other week. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. But be sure to stay on top of Couch Potato General Manager. I've mentioned it before. It's coming. I promise you. Ramping up the Patreon as well and updating our mock draft simulator. All of these things. Got a long weekend here to work with. Hopefully we get all of that out of the way. So I'll keep you guys posted. But for Headley, Drew, this is Juice. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.